Alright, so we're rolling in through book 42, Egg Monsters from Mars. This is actually one I actually reread last night just to get more acquainted with it so I could talk a little more about it. And I really liked it. It's one I hadn't read in several years. So this makes like the second time I've read it. But this is a really kind of an odd story. It's about this kid named Dana and how his younger sister wants an egg hunt for her birthday since it's close to Easter. Well, they lay a bunch of eggs in the backyard, and he finds a really weird one that's green. It's a little bigger than a normal egg. It has veins all over it, and apparently it's tough as steel. So he takes it home, puts it in his dresser drawer, and the next day it hatches, and this weird little eggy creature is inside of it with veins all over it, and it doesn't have a mouth. It just has eyes and kind of just throbs and bounces around. Well, Dana gets the right idea to take it to a lab in town. So he rides his bike over and takes it to the lab. The scientist there is this old guy named Dr. Gray. Dr. Gray is like, oh, we have several of these things. I thought I got all of them. And Dana's like, there's more of these? And he's like, yeah, let me show you. So he takes him to a room. And that's when it's revealed that the scientist's plan is to hold him prisoner in this lab. And because he wants to study him, because he touched the monsters, or egg monsters, that he explains are from Mars, and who came here when a huge storm blew the eggs through the recesses of space, across the stars for about 2 years, till they came to our planet, fell through our atmosphere, and landed in places around this town. Dana's shocked, but he's more shocked when it's explained to him that he's gonna hold him prisoner in his lab in a very cold, freezing room with no hope of escape, and that's actually a pretty scary scenario. Even as an adult, I find that idea terrifying. Going into a strange place with someone you don't know, and them holding you prisoner there with no hope of escape. That's a scary scenario. I mean, you know, the egg monster thing is silly. That's B-movie stuff there. But the held prisoner in a strange lab concept, that's pretty scary for a kid. And that's what makes this book one of the better ones in this series. And also, I just like that odd premise. I like the weird idea of like that's what the story is about. A kid finds an egg creature from Mars. That's strange even by Goosebumps standards, and these books could get pretty out there sometimes. But I like it. The story works, and I also like that the creatures are not malevolent. They're just beings from a different planet, and they actually form kind of a relationship because they're also held in captivity with Dana. And at the end of the story, he's left overnight in the lab. He's freezing, and the creatures actually form together because there's several of them here. They form like an eggy, warm blanket and cover him up to keep him from freezing to death. And that's nice. It shows that, they have this kind of connection. Well, the scientist comes in the next day. He's like, what the fuck did you do? Like, why are they mashed together and everything? And they actually attack the scientist, leaving an escape for Dana. He takes it, of course. He runs all the way home, tells his parents what he saw. The parents go back to the lab, and there's nobody there. Like, completely empty. And it ends relatively normally. Kind of life goes back to normal. He's been through a lot of stuff. He sleeps for like a long period of time because he's tired from exhaustion and the traumatic experience that's happened to him. And then it ends with a silly little twist that he actually lays an egg like a chicken. That's really fucking stupid, but overall, besides that ending, it's a really solid story. And I really like this one just for the strange concept, the execution, and that truly terrifying idea of being held against your will. That's frightening for an adult as well as a kid. So this is actually one of the definitely better ones, and I actually highly recommend this one. If you're reading this series, definitely check this one out. I feel like it's one that's not talked about much, or even really remembered that much, and that's sad. So, anyways, check out Egg Monsters from Mars, and I'll be back soon with Beast from the East. Later.